Howdy folks, welcome back to another little how-to tutorial. This is my wife's 2011 Expedition EL Limited. Got the 5.4 Triton motor. Today we're going to be replacing the door Ajar switch, or door actuator switch. There's a couple names for them. On the passenger front, it keeps triggering saying passenger door ajar, causing the alarm to go off, causing the running boards to be permanently deployed at this time, because I had set it that way so that when you're driving it doesn't go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. It's just maddening. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is you got a bunch of these little clips that are hiding. So we got a Phillips there that we're going to have to remove. You got another one down here that has two bolts that we're going to have to remove. You got these down here as well. So with this cover in here, you're going to want to just get yourself a little pick tool that you can reach down underneath that and then pull those up to access these two. And then same with this right here if you need to get to that Phillips. Folks, I forgot about this one behind the handle. So you got this, that's 7mm. You got these two in here underneath the cover that are 7mm. These two down below that are 7mm. And then you got the Phillips screw in that little hole there. Now the panel should be able to be lifted up and pulled away gently. You're going to need a small plastic trim. This is metal, but like it's meant for plastic trims, to kind of get back here to pry that away a little bit as you do this as well, but you'll kind of see how I do it. Easy way of getting this, but here we go. Just a little push pin that you have to get. So the door just kind of starts to come off. Just be mindful of your lock out there, and then you're going to have your door switch and handle. You have to work around as well. But there you go. So after you get that off, you can kind of see how these slide in. They're going to be, when we go to reinsert, you go in and then push it down. That's why we had to push up, or pull up and then pull out. But you're going to have your wire harnesses here that you're going to need to undo. Just remember where they go. It's not too hard because they're pretty self-explanatory where they go. You can undo this one here, and this one down in here. So I'm going to get those undone and then we'll go from there. So after you get to undo these, they're very easy push clips. You just push those in, they come right out. They're the easiest I've ever done because they aren't corroded and other stuff like the undercarriage. So once you have that undone, just to give you a quick reference, this is your speaker. This is where that mounts with your door handle. The little tray, this is your actual door latch handle, and we got all this plastic weather seal around so that the internal components don't get all wet. We're going to be coming down into right here with this door latch to access that switch, and the switch we're replacing is this teeny little piece. This is the Duralast brand that I went with. Part number is SW6428 if you're interested in using this one. It's called a switch interrupter. So this is all it is. Teeny little switch. And the issue is this little ball pen style ball bearing. It's not even ball bearing, it's just a little push switch at the end. So the problem is that just gets gummed up through dirt and everything else, and then it just stops, sending a signal. So this is what we're replacing. So to peel this away, you just gently start pulling it. It's just this adhesive sealant, if you will. I actually don't know the name of it. If you do, drop it down in the comments. Not that that's important, but that just kind of sits to hold the plastic against. It'll re-tack itself once we reapply it. But now we're coming in down here, and we're going to need to go get a Torx bit for these and I'll let you know the size here in a second, but we need to take these 3 out. That'll loosen the whole mechanism, and then we can reach back in here to pull it out. So to get these the right size is a T25 Torx. It's got a little bit of slop, so I don't use Torx enough. If there's a T27, that might be perfect, because a T30 is just too big. Just be careful, regardless of what size you got, to break these free loose before you start fully going, just because these slip so easily. I hate Torx bits with a passion. Anyway, so let's get those 3 undone. Make sure you're reaching inside to hold this latch system while you take these screws off for the last few threads. That way it doesn't fall down. Something else to note is you need the glass up completely, otherwise you're not going to be able to move this door latch system around in there. You also have your rod for the lock mechanism connecting in. All right, so you're able to reach down underneath the main brace and kind of guide this up a little bit. These are flexible, so you can move them around a little bit. This is the plug that you need to undo from the switch. So this is your switch down here that we're replacing. I just undid the coupler to it, and now you should be able to just twist that out to undo it. I had to utilize the wifey's smaller hands to get this old one out. It's up in there about this angle when you're working on it, and you have to turn it clockwise to get it to unclick, and then it'll drop out. So then you start about this angle, push it up, put pressure against the door latch system, and then try and turn it back counterclockwise so that it'll click into place. And once you hear that click, it's back in, and you can put the connector back on. Now, I did this without taking out any of the rod system and everything else. I just had to reach back behind this brace and then come up underneath here. And there's the new one, you can see. It's hard because you got to hold this while you turn this slightly. There is a small tab to push in at the front here. If you can jam it in between the black part, I don't know if you can see that little black part before the white. I know this is grainy, but just do the best you can. And then you can push this clockwise to undo it. And after you get that, you just reinstall this clip, that on right one, and get that pushed back on, clicked. There we go. Now I can turn this whole system the correct way, get that lined up here so that we can put those screws back in, and then we'll see if it works. Now, some people have just taken the old switch and sprayed it with some WD-40 or other lubricant and then put it back in, and it's worked just fine. I just figured I'd replace it. The last time we replaced it was May of last year. It is now June, so it's been almost a year. This did start going wrong in December of that same year. So this is just a common issue on these Ford Expeditions, Lincoln Navigators, what have you, Ford, you know, it's a bunch of different models of these Ford models and Lincolns. Is a common issue. Thankfully, these are still serviceable compared to having to replace this entire big module unit. Now we're just going to take our weather seal cover. So kind of just line it back up the way you can and push the sealant back on so that it's sealed up again. And then we can reinstall our plugs and reinstall the door panel. Good way to help you find where to line this up to is these holes throughout the door. That's where these clips go into that help guide that on as well. So just make sure that those are open, lined up, and ready to go. This may require a second person to help you line it up and such. I mean, I'm just gonna need somebody else. I'm gonna grab my wife so she can hold the camera while I do this so I can show you all. But it really is just a reverse process of what we did earlier. We're going to just plug all these in again, and you can't get it wrong because they're all different sizes and connection types. And then we're just gonna line it up best we can on all those, and we're gonna keep it up higher, slide it in, and pull it down until you get it all lined up. And be sure to get this fed through the hole here. So go ahead and get your connections redone. this one first, the big one just goes underneath. See that right there. This one, same thing, back up in here. Like I said, it's a reverse order of what you did before. And then this connection right here. Okay, so once you got those together, you're gonna line up the little hooks best you can on the bottom. And then the top, you're gonna wanna make sure you get this door pin on the top through. Other than that, just kind of keep finagling it until you get it lined up. And then once you do, you can pull it, push it down, get it lined. You also need to make sure you get this door handle through, like I just failed to do. So that's another thing. Door handle and door lock up top. Make sure those get through. Other than that, it should be pretty easy. So after you get your door panel back on to the best you can, I still have a slight gap back here. I'm not sure if I just don't have one of those things in or if that's how it was, but everything else is seamless. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. So we're gonna get these bottom two screws in first, and then we're gonna do these two, that one, and then the stupid little only Phillips. All right, so after you get the door closed, both sides, so that no others activate, go ahead and put your key to power on, not running, and see if we made it work. And we did. No more door jar. That's nice. Go ahead and start it up. Get that to reset just a little bit. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, depending. It's just electrical, so I like to run it a little bit and then turn it back off so that it kind of figures its thing out. So now we're just going to open that to make sure it's functioning properly. There we go. And close. And it goes away. Perfect. We're done fixed that there, buddy. Folks, that's how you replace that stupid little door switch that's about $3 to $5. If you have any tips or tricks that would have made this video more helpful or useful, please leave it down in the comments below so that we can help everybody out as much as we can. If you found this video helpful or useful, please leave us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and the business. That means I can bring more content like this to you. So in the meantime, take care, God bless, peace.